Good morning, guys. Well, today I finally start to get this floor in, which is pretty exciting. It's been about 4 or 5 months since I started the project, and this floor's been off for most of the time. So to be able to finally get it down will make a lot of difference, and it means that the build then will start going up and we'll be able to see it more. So that's pretty exciting. Carolyn's getting really excited about that happening. So I've had to order the foil board in. It wasn't in stock, so it's hopefully the end of this week it'll come in. Otherwise it'll be the start of next week's. But still, I can get the actual subfloor that I've already cut done. All I have to do is drill the holes for all the hoses to come up through. So I'll just spin the camera around and show you what I've got to do with them. Alright, so there's the first board that's going to go in, and it's the back one, and this is the one that's got most of the holes that have to be drilled. So I'm going to lay this board flat on the ground, but not right up to the end, so I can measure out where I'm going to put the holes for each of the hoses. Then I'll drill them through, and then I'll plop the hoses, oh, I won't plop them, I'll push the hoses through the hole, and then put the floorboard down and make sure everything's okay. I'm not going to fix it today to the chassis, because I'll wait till the foil board comes in and also the top floor part of it in, so I can use the bottom base as a template on where to drill the holes for the other pieces of flooring. So it'll just make it nice and quick once all these are done. The back one's going to be the worst, because that's got all the most of the pipes or most of the hoses coming through, so that's going to take a while, but all the rest shouldn't be too long. The only other one will be this one up here, which has only got the 2 hoses, so that should be pretty straightforward as well. So other than that, it's going to take me a while with this first one, but after that it should be quite good. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get stuck into it now and see how we go. Okay guys, just a quick update for you. I've got the 9mm ply that's the subfloor, which is what I've had for ages. It's all painted and I've got it down, and I've drilled through for all the hoses, as you can see. That's where the kitchen's going to be. Down the back we have all the hoses coming through. What I'm going to do now is I've got some timber that I'm going to cut the length in between the chassis frame and under the joints here, so I'm going to join them together, so it's going to be less flex on these parts. Not that this is going to take much weight when the battens are down and the flooring on top of that, but it's just going to make it a bit more secure and keep it flat. Where the joints are going to be on the top of the top part of the floor, there's going to be a batten underneath that, so I can screw either side, which will keep the joints nice and level. This is where I'm putting those battens in between the chassis and the end, but that way I'll be able to overlap the edges of the plywood and I can screw down through it and give it more support. Finally, I have received the upper part of the flooring. So this is 17mm plywood. So I've got 5 sheets of them, so that should be enough. So that's the top part of the floor. With my flooring, as you can see, I've got the subfloor that I've already cut out to size, so I'm using that as a template. It's a bit wider, so up the end there is the measurements I need, 1840, so I'm just making that all the way down. I'm going to mark that with a pencil, and the same on this side, I'll mark with a pencil, and then I've just traced around where the holes are and the edge of the plywood, and I'm going to cut that out. I'll drill the holes out, which will be the same, and that piece will be ready. Alright guys, I'm ready to lay this subfloor so I can put the foil board and finished final plywood on top. Now what I'm going to do is, around the edges, I'm going to lay Sikaflex all the way around the corners, also on some of these beams down here, and then I'm going to lay the 9mm ply down. Got to get all those through the holes I've cut, and then once I've got it down and pressed it down, I've cut the pine into strips. They're 35mm wide by 20mm deep, and they're going to sit on top of the plywood, the 9mm plywood on the edges, and then I'm going to screw down with a self-tapping steel screw to go through the edges to keep it held down while the Sikaflex dries, and just give it a bit more stability. Okay, so what I've done is I've laid the subfloor, which I've had for ages and I've been using and walking on, and laid that down, put Sikaflex onto the chassis, laid it down, then put the batten on top, and from there I've liquid nailed the batten on and then screwed through the batten and into the chassis itself. So that's held the subfloor down. From there I've then cut the foil board, and I've laid the foil board inside the battens like I've done here. I've also done it up the side of the batten up to the side of the wall, and from there I've put green tape over it. Now the green tape, foil board tape, is for inside use and the silver one's for outside use, so I'm just using the green one. It was a little bit cheaper, and it's not going to be exposed to the outside part anyway. Once up here I've got all my pieces in, I've got to push up the one for the toilet, and I'll tape all that off. Once I've got that all taped off, that then allows me to put in my final bit of plywood. This is 17mm thick. I've gone a thicker one just for strength, also for when I'm screwing down into it, it gives me a lot more bite. Good morning all. Well, today should be the last day that I'm working on getting this floor done. I've got most of the sheets down. I've just got to work around where the engine opening is on the floor. So I'll spin her around and show you, and that's what I've got left to do. So all going well, it'll be finished today, and I know this video is going to be late. Sorry about that guys, but that's what happens when you bus build. Took longer than expected as usual. Anyway, let me turn around and show you what I've got left to do. Okay, so this is just the last part I've got to do. As you can see, I've already put some of the insulation in and some of the battens in already. I've also cut holes. I was looking back through the videos when I was pulling this apart because I realised I had a couple of extra metal flat pieces of cover, and I wasn't sure where they went. So anyway, I had to look back, and they're obviously for the connection to get into the fuel tanks. So what I've done is I've cut them out. I'll cut the foil board to fit, and also the top, so I've got an access to those points. But they'll be under cupboards, but I'll be able to access them if I need to. And the last part is this engine opening. I've just got to make the 9mm subfloor out so I can put the frame back in and cover that up, and then that'll be covered up with the final 17mm board. And as you can see, there's the floor all in. So just this last part, which is cut, I've just got to cut the opening into here for the engine opening, and that'll be ready. And it just leaves about that much that I've got to put extra in just up near the end here. So that's today's project, so hopefully it should be all good and done today. That will be great. All right. G'day guys, well I'm very happy we've finally finished this floor, and I'll be able to get the video out, so sorry it was a week late, but I'm happy it's all done. We had a few issues but we've worked around them, so I'll show you what the finished floor looks like. So here we go. It is all down, nice and even. There it is, all the way down. We have the two holes or access points for the fuel tank, and we've got the access for the engine, which I'm going to create a little step here which will cover this top, but it'll be removable so Carolyn can step up and into her seat. I've still got the little bits left for these that go in the two holes, and also the subfloor which will go under it, and the foil board will be stuck on top of this, so we'll have insulation on those two access points as well. I've also left some lips that I'll be able to screw into for the covers. All in all guys, after 5 long months without a floor so I could get everything under the bus done. It is now all in and secure, so now I can work at building up, and we should start to see progress a bit more. So sorry for the late video, but circumstances out of my control, but it's done now. So hope your build's going well, guys. If you're liking the videos and you want to continue seeing them, make sure you subscribe and like the videos, and also hit the notification button so you'll get to know when our new videos are out. Otherwise, guys, hope you're enjoying the build. Hope you're having fun doing your build if you're doing one, and love to see some photos. And don't forget to leave any comments or feedback for us down below. Alright guys, have a great weekend.